Welcome back to the Chipata Bar. My name is Scott.
I'm Caitlin.
And today we have a very special episode for you. We are doing Universal Orlando Resort versus Disney Parks and Resort Espresso Bar Tournament, what that is. I know you're wondering, what is that? We are taking espresso martinis from both parks and putting them head to head to see which parks have the best espresso martinis. And don't worry, this is taking place over a few days, so our hearts will not explode. I'm going to pass it down to our colleague Eric with our keys to victory to see how we are judging these martinis.
Thank you very much, Scott. Now, as you know, there are several things that make a good espresso martini. Number one, creaminess. If it ain't got foam, you gotta go home. Number two, presentation. I don't want to see no beans. I don't want to see one bean. I want to see at least 3 beans on the espresso martini. And of course, number 3, espresso-iness. What is that? It needs to have real espresso. If it's got coffee-flavored liqueur, it's not very demure. I'm going to take it back to Scott. Scott?
Thank you very much, Eric. Now you see why he's our subject matter expert on espresso martinis. If you like this content, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ding the bell so you don't miss any more of our tournaments. And of course, hit that B-roll. First stop is the Basket in Disney Springs. We're going to knock out 3, I think, in rapid succession while we're here. So good luck to us. This is the wake-up call. So the wake-up call is espresso-infused pisco and espresso liqueur. So based on our categories, I don't think they use real espresso.
No, and I'm gonna hop in here. And I know earlier we gave three categories, but another category just for me, the 4th category, is the vessel in which the espresso martini comes. Is it in a martini glass? Is it in a cocktail glass? This is in a little mason jar, and for me, it doesn't scream espresso martini.
It's an espresso jartini.
Yeah. Thinks there's a comedian here, but I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, looks not good. You could see. Remember foam creaminess? If it ain't got no foam, you gotta go home. I just wanna for the folks at home, for the audience, let's ask them. What is this? This is a film, not a foam.
It does come. The lid is kind of nice. It's like a wine bar George lid.
All right, but it does have beans.
It does have beans.
They are just sadly floating in there, and it comes with a straw. You don't drink espresso martinis with a straw, but
yeah, no, I'm just. It's very sweet.
It is very sweet.
It's good though.
It is good.
I like it.
Looks can be deceiving. Don't judge a book by its cover. The taste makes up for the fact that it looks like sewage.
Yeah. So I like present. I mean, I'm not a hater on the jar. Presentation, I'm going 4. I think the creaminess has to get a 1. There's no creaminess. But the espresso-iness
It tastes coffee-like.
Yes.
It definitely has that.
So 4 for me. So I go 4, 1, 4 for me.
All right. So looks 1.
Yeah, presentation. That's the
Presentation's 1.
Well, no, presentation for me is 4.
What is it? What is
Well, foam creaminess is a 1.
Oh, all right, fine. Creaminess 1. Presentation, jar, cutting into it 3. Taste. Can I do halves?
Yeah, you can do half.
3.5.
3.5.
It's a little sweet for me, but yeah, it doesn't really give you that kick in the teeth like an actual espresso does. But I'm a little bit of a snob when it comes to espresso martinis, but.
The it's cute, but this is also plastic. Like 2. Are we doing it out of 5?
Yeah.
2. Creaminess? Like a 1? It's not creamy at all, but the actual it smells good. It's a little sweet. It doesn't taste like I thought it was going to taste. I thought it was going to taste very like, I don't know, like bitter. So it's maybe it is bitter, so they added like syrup, simple syrup to it to make it. I don't know if that's what's in it. That's just what it tastes like. It's like taste out of 5, 3. It's not horrible. 3. It doesn't stand out to me. It's probably not something I'd running to get again. Because I prefer mine a little bit on the creamier side.
Yeah.
Scott is very, very, he's like too nice of a food critic.
I'm finishing it, so it's not like, listen, I mean.
You're getting your money's worth.
Listen, these were rather pricey.
Because it's Wine Bar George.
Rather pricey, so.
I think they totaled to 36 for the two of them.
It's expensive for an espresso martini, and this is like not a lot of espresso. Well, not obviously not a lot now because I just drank it, but even prior to the consumption, it wasn't a lot. So that should also factor into it. But any port in the store. This one isn't even a bean; it's like a fragment.
It's a broken bean.
It's a broken bean. This one doesn't even have a big.
Aren't we
shell.
all?
Just roast broken beans.
Aren't we all just broken
in
beans?
A sad espresso martini.
In God's sad espresso martini.
But it's espresso martini nonetheless. So
you can't be too bad. I
you're
think
gonna get drunk.
we are very close to excuse me.
Really, yeah, it hits your larynx.
We're very close to Boathouse, and they have a decent teeny through the grapevine.
I'll be the judge of that.
Yes, you will. So we're gonna hop, skip, and a jump over to Boathouse, and then I think after that we're gonna shoot over to the Edison, and that'll wrap up our Disney Springs portion of the Espresso Mar tournament. I think we're gonna try and do some Disney Resort espresso martinis. Maybe grab one at Epcot. The Universal ones are pretty City Walk focused. We're gonna do, oddly enough, the Great Escape movie escape room that they have in City Walk. Big Fire has a good one. Hard Rock Hotel has a good one. Tootsums has a good one. So we will. Strong Water Tavern also has a good one. We're gonna be all bouncing all over. But for this segment of Disney Springs, it's gonna be it is gonna be the Basket, Boathouse, and Edison. So see you over there. All right, as a quick jaunt over to Boathouse, we got their espresso martini, Stoli vanilla vodka, Kahlua, liqueur 43, and espresso. These look monumentally better than the Basket.
So right off the bat, appearance immaculate, vibes immaculate. Just look. And this is the kind of glass I want an espresso martini served in. Not a stupid plastic mason jar. No offense to Wine Bar George. No offense to Wine Bar George, but this is the type of glass, the glassware that an espresso martini is supposed to be served in. Foam, good ratio to foam. So I will taste it now. And then also it's got 3 beans, symmetric, whole beans, not just like shells of beans. This is an espresso martini. You could taste the espresso. I'm already going to give my scores 5s across the board. 5, 5, 5. It's maybe the other espresso martini talking. It's kicking in, making me a little bit of a softie, but this is good.
I like how the beans are a little hidden Mickey. Not so hidden Mickey. They were at one point. Ooh. Okay, so it is creamy. It was sitting for a second, but it was very creamy. So creaminess, I'm going to give a 4 because I've had foamier. Presentation, elegant, right? This screams elegance. Look at it's got like a curvy glass to it. It's built like
It's giving great Gatsby.
And taste, it tastes like espresso, like it should, but you can taste the booze. And it's got a nice, I guess the liqueur 43, I'm not sure the taste that comes off of that, but whatever it is, it's delicious.
You can pick up on the notes of vanilla.
The Stoli vanilla comes
through.
The Stoli vanilla comes through, so I'm going taste 5, creaminess 4, and presentation, I gotta give a 5. I like the simplistic elegance of this espresso martini.
Presentation, she is pretty. This looks like very high end. This is the glass that should be served in, just like Eric said. It smells great. The foam is actually holding its foaminess, like on top. If you
Sticking around.
Yeah, it looks. If you look at it, still frothy. It's a little thinner, and the bottom's a little dark, but that's fine. Everyone likes their espresso martinis differently. Doesn't mean it's gonna be bitter. but it looks beautiful. So I'm gonna say presentation's a 5. That's 5, and then smells great. I'm gonna give it a 4 for taste. Just out of preference, it's delicious and I could have this all day. It's more because I like mine just a little bit on the like slightly creamier side, maybe just like a drop of Bailey's. That's just a preference. But what was the creaminess was the other one?
Yeah.
And creaminess, honestly, like a 4. It has a creaminess to it, but obviously it's not a 5 because it doesn't actually have like Bailey's or anything in it. So like a 4. I was gonna say 3, but I was like that seems too low. So I'll give it a 4 because it does still have this froth on top coming through. Still pretty creamy tasting. So yeah, delicious.
These are some dang top-notch espresso martinis. It's going to be tough to beat these, I think. Wine Bar George, kind of disappointed because we've had them at the bar upstairs before, and they were really good. But yeah, I think the ones inside Wine Bar George are better than the basket. So it might be an unfair comparison. But hey,
Trash basket.
there goes my chance of ever getting Disney media for anything ever at all. But yeah, this is a tournament, right? All for the love of the game. It's competition. You got to come with your best. And if you're gonna shoot at the king, you better not miss. And this espresso martini ain't missing. So I think this might be Disney's top tier. I'm gonna give a little prediction. It's not a prediction, it's a spoiler. I think this one's gonna be the best one. Oh yeah, also one more thing. These were cheaper than the basket, and I feel like we got more espresso martini. These came in at 31, and the basket was like 36. So that's where we just were over there. We swung on by to the Edison to get the off-the-menu espresso martini, and I couldn't find a recipe online. I asked the bartender how he made it, and he said it's his moneymaker, and he can't give us the recipe. But god dang, does that look creamy. And I know I was talking a lot about the Edison, or the Boathouse espresso martini, but this thing looks like a whole dessert.
And what's special about this is that they make it in front of you. So they have a cocktail shaker, they pour the espresso, and they have a separate one for the cream on top. Now, I know I talked about beans. There are no beans in this, but they do have a little sprinkle of cocoa powder that they put on top of it, which again, you know, and I keep going back to Wine Bar George or Basket or whatever it was called, and they're sad beans. So, you know, sometimes beans cannot be, they could detract from the overall picture. So this is actually very, very aesthetically pleasing. And then, you know, you can see the swirl. It almost looks like Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. It didn't look like that originally. He has a swizzle stick, and he swizzled it around, and now it looks like I was going to say hurricane, but that may be impertinent because we're in Florida. So it looks like a swirly bit of wind. But I'm gonna go ahead and I can't wait any longer. I'm gonna taste it. I might have already tasted it beforehand, but shh.
Peek behind the curtain.
See, now this is how you know it's creamy, because you're left with a little milk mustache here. I didn't actually taste the espresso martini. I just tasted all cream. So hang on, let me gotta get a little deeper.
Oh man, that mustache.
So now this, trying to do this in a more demure way. It's like, remember from Mrs. Doubtfire when Sally Field was like, you know, drinking her cappuccino, and then Pierce Brosnan came in, and then she was like, stew, and then he's like, and then she's like, that's me right now. Anyway, this is fantastic. It is a little bit more bitter, so I feel like there's definitely espresso in here. I know that this is the proprietary secret recipe, but I could taste there is like a full shot of espresso in here. Less sweet than Boathouse. The cream is a little, I don't know. I'm going to give the taste a 4, presentation a 5. Creaminess, obviously, is a 6.5. This is just cream. Pretty good, not going to lie. Just take one more sip, and then I'll pass it off to Caitlin over here to my left, stage right.
All right, so presentation's definitely a 5. That's a given. I guess we're not counting for the beans this time because there are none, but it's still beautiful.
You don't necessarily have to have a bean to have a good presentation.
But it's still beautiful. So presentation is a 5. Let's see. It smells amazing. I'm going to go ahead and follow the taste to be a 4, but the creaminess a 5. It's very good. I would actually get this again.
We're on the water, so my hair is doing a damn thing. All right.
Look at all these natural highlights.
I'm starting to get some grades.
So say. Look at all this. All those whites.
Oh yeah, that does lack the sweetness of the Boathouse. The Boathouse one was almost like too sweet, and this one is almost not sweet enough. It like rides that Goldilocks line. It all depends on your mood tonight, Billy Joel.
Bottle of brown.
Glass of brown. Creaminess gets a I'm gonna break my scale. Creaminess gets a 6. This thing is like the foam is like so thick. It's a welcome addition on the top of the bitterness of the actual espresso martini. It tastes like legitimate espresso. It took a while to come out because they were making espresso fresh for this. So creaminess 5. The taste, I'm gonna give a 4. And presentation, I mean, it's got an elegant glass. It's shorter, easy to handle. It's wide at the top. You get a lot for your money. Presentation's a 5. It does have, like Eric said, we missed the actual pouring of it because the guy kind of like snuck in and Eric watched it by himself and didn't let us know.
You were yucking it up with the bartender, so that's what happens.
I mean,
that's social.
That's what I do.
You're like an antisocial goblin in the corner like me. You see the magic.
So I'm gonna take his word for it. So presentation 5, creaminess 6, taste 4. This is great. I don't know which one I like better. Between Boathouse, you like Boathouse better?
Actually, say something controversial after.
If you say Wine Bar George in the lake,
So you like Boathouse better?
Boathouse better. It reminds me of the Espresso Martini from my favorite bar in New York City, so it's a little nostalgic for me.
Oh,
my favorite bar in New York City. They're just haters. They're here in the swamp.
You
and
probably
I'm,
didn't even hear that.
No, we definitely heard it on mine.
Yeah, well, anyway, off camera, Scott's poop talking New York City. Anyway, it's a little too bitter. The cream on top, I feel like it just tastes like, straight cream. It doesn't really add anything to it besides the aesthetic. But the other one at Boathouse, I felt like hit all the right notes. I mean, I might just take another sip. And right now it's not looking as good because it's, 3 people have been like, swilling it back and forth. So it does look a little soupy, but
All right, so if Katie's gonna say something
No,
controversial,
it's not controversial. It's just my dream martini. My
Martini.
Mardrimi. I knew it was there. Thank you. My Mardrimi is the creaminess from this with the actual espresso martini part, the bottom part of the.
Of you to say something so controversial.
I said controversial and it was the wrong word.
She's
well behaved. She is not afraid. It wasn't controversial. It was just my Mardrimi. Would it just be like a collab?
Yeah, your hot take.
My hot take, yeah, I said controversial. Like it was like, you know what? Actually, Wine Bar George is actually like a 15 across the board for me.
Actually, I'm gonna drink some lagoon water. It'd be better. That's a controversial take.
Yeah. So hot take. My bad. Hot take is that I would like to combine 2 of them together for 2 different reasons, and then that I think would be a perfect martini, or yeah, espresso martini.
All agree though. I think we'd all agree that out of the 3 we've had, in my humble opinion, Boathouse, Edison, Wine Bar George. You can see the ground. We're above the water right now.
No toes for free.
In the sediment.
It's not fair to say that was Wine Bar George. That was the basket. So that was the to go quick service counter. I don't think that necessarily speaks for Wine Bar George because we have gone there before in the upstairs bar and we had espresso martinis right there and they were fantastic.
But if I had to throw my 2 cents in, I do like the one at Boathouse a little better because it's sweeter. It's a dessert drink at its core. So, but I like Caitlin's controversial take of being, I'm going to take the best parts of both and make one drink.
Controversial. My hot take.
She's so brave for doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. If I had to choose, Sophie's choice, I'd go Boathouse right under an Edison and then Wine Bar George.
One day later.
Oh man, this is so hard to do with only 2 hands. We came to Finnegan's to kick off our universal leg of the Espresso Mart tournament. You can see we are in different clothes, different day.
It's tomorrow now.
Yes, our hearts have recovered from yesterday. So now we're gonna taste the Finnegan's offerings. First off, on visuals alone, creaminess gets a 5. This thing is creamy beyond creamy.
And they don't have beans. They've got a rock candy swizzle stick that's covered in the cream. So
I think that adds to the presentation.
No,
I give presentation a 4.
I'd give it a 4. Yeah. It's not classic, but
Yeah, and it's in a plastic cup. But we did order it to go.
this is the one with Bailey's in it, right?
Yeah. It does have a Bailey's taste to it, so it tastes more milky and creamy. But sometimes you like that.
And it gives you the foamy mustache. So
Taste, I'm gonna give a 4 because I like Bailey's.
I'm gonna give the taste a 4 as well. This tastes more like an Irish coffee than an espresso martini.
That's true. That's true. But also, they were busy, and the bartender definitely didn't want to make these, so I tipped her really well. But this is a good one if you're in the mood for just more of a sweet coffee drink rather than like the harsh bitterness of an espresso martini. But if that's what you're in the mood for, come on down to Finnegan's. Also, Katie's at work, so she missed this one. Sorry, Katie. We're having fun though. Love you.
I guess this would be 4s across the board for me.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. Fornigans. No, don't do that at Universal. Our second teeny of Universal, we went, surprisingly, to the Great Escape Room in City Walk, and this is called the Silent Era. It is New Amsterdam vodka, Kahlua, espresso, and pistachio syrup.
All right. Again, we did it in a to-go cup, so clearly it's plastic. So I'll give it a pass for that one. That was on us. Creaminess, it's pretty good. I think this is a good ratio. It looks a little milky to me, right? An espresso martini, I think it's supposed to be like a dark brown.
A little darker, yeah.
This is, you know, I feel like this is going to taste pretty Irish coffee-y.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It was shaken a little under enthusiastically. Oh no.
The pistachio syrup gives it a very like heavy artificial flavor to me.
Oh
So
no.
flavor is going to be generous. Give it a 2. Creaminess, I'm going to give it a 3. Presentation,
NA, because it's to go.
2.
All right.
See, when you first hit it, it's okay. Then that like, you know, artificial aftertaste comes in, and it's not given pistachio. It's given like a dirty penny.
Oh no. Well,
I'm still gonna drink it because you know at the end of the day, it's still a beanie martini, although no beans, no swizzle stick, no nothing.
it's pretty plain Jane.
Don't do that to Jane. She deserves better.
Oh. All right. Well, hopefully I have a better endorsement of this, because I've had this before and I've liked it. I get more pistachio, but I do see what you're saying about the artificial taste. Presentation gets like an NA. It's a cup. Creaminess, it's more foam than cream. It doesn't taste creamy. You know what I mean? So creaminess, I'll give a 2. It tastes, I'll give a 3. I like the pistachio flavor. Don't shake your head at me.
I'm shaking my head.
It tastes like an almond cookie, not pistachio. Everybody's taste buds are different. So taste gets a 3, presentation NA, creaminess 2. I had remembered this differently. I liked it more when I had it before, but it's ice cold and it's hot out. So points.
I need a Diet Coke after this.
Rounding out our JFTinis at Universal. This one looks impressive. We went straight across the street at City Walk. We were right there. And we came to Big Fire. This is not on the menu, so I don't know what's in it. But this guy looks like he knew what he was doing. He made one hell of a teeny. Give it a teeny taste.
All right. So again, I'm gonna withhold the aesthetic appeal just because again we're getting to go, so we don't film in a restaurant. But this is you can see quite the foam on top. I'd say this is at least 33% foam. And it actually settled a little bit when we first made it. It was like, you know, almost like an ombre, various colors of brown.
Yeah, it was like 3 different shades.
It has real espresso in it, so. Finally some good food. Yeah, this is good. I'm gonna give taste a 4. Creaminess, again, not super creamy, but foamy, so 4. And presentation, he did a little razzle dazzle. He shook it up and everything. So I'm gonna give that a 4 as well. So 4s across the board.
I definitely think it's creamier than the escape room one. That tastes like espresso first and foremost. It's like espresso and liquor are just like neck and neck of what taste you're getting. Because usually one is more pungent than the other. It like cascades when you drink it. It's
got
pretty.
good legs.
Yeah, it made like for a to-go cup for it to look that nice when you're sipping it.
And it's cold.
And it's ice cold. So presentation, I'm gonna give it, like Eric said, he really shook these things up. So presentation, I gotta give a 4. Creaminess, also a 4. See, I don't want to echo all 4s. I think I'm gonna give taste a 3.5 because I think I taste more espresso than booze. So I like to taste the booze in my espresso martinis. So far, I think this might be the best universal one we had. But there's other ones around the hotels, which we are gonna see later in this video. So stick around. All right, we made it to our fanciest spot. You check out the Velvet Bar at the honestly stunning Hard Rock Hotel.
Take a look.
Yeah. It's another day, hence we're in other clothes, so our hearts are freshly unespressoed, and we got these beauties from Sandra at the Velvet Bar. Eric, I know you're dying too, so go ahead.
So I'm already gonna give the appearance a 5.
Oh,
Foaminess a 5. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just go back.
the most important part, the taste.
5.
Oh, wow.
5, 5, 5,
That was
5,
a
5,
fast-
6,
Like-
6, 7, 8, 9.
Like you're ordering Domino's back in the mid-2000s, a 555.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
That's
Wow.
like the,
Yeah, this is the best
Is that
one.
the
This
best one you've had all
bar
weekend?
none. That stupid pistachio one, out the door.
even Disney too?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was the
Okay.
bartender's name? She was so
Sandra.
sweet. Sandra at Hard Rock made these beautiful. This is the prettiest one I think I've seen.
It's got elegance to it.
It has a thicker foam than the what was it, the Boathouse Dockside one?
Yeah.
And these have been sitting for a little while for us to get out here, and this is still.
The beans are still floating.
The beans are still floating. It's a good consistency. So I'll go. Appearance is going to be a 5. I think we're all going to vote for the same thing. 5. 5.
Another one after this.
Yep. You're about to explode. That is, I think, a perfect espresso martini.
Okay. All right, give that mic to Eric. And now you hold my mic.
Oh,
I need a
You're
free
gonna
hand.
hold it? All right,
I
I was
need
gonna
need a free hand. Foaminess, echoing the 5. Appearance.
1.
Appearance. 1. Look at. No, I'm kidding. It's just got. This is just like picturesque. If you look up espresso martini in the dictionary, it's me holding this.
I think these are worth being a pricier espresso martini.
They were 22 each after. God damn, that's good.
It's like perfectly sweet.
That's a 5. That's 5 beans all around. That's 15 beans. That is the perfect espresso martini. That's hard to beat. That's the best we've had all weekend.
I agree.
And we're gonna enjoy these. Enjoy the view. Look at this.
They're playing like a How to Train Your Dragon thing. I heard the song.
So we're gonna enjoy these. We're gonna enjoy the view, and then we are gonna take the beautiful garden walk back over to Sapphire Falls for the last espresso martini of the day, and maybe a little dessert.
And it's a beautiful 77 degrees outside, and it feels cool.
Yeah, can't go to Strongwater Tavern without getting the banana bread pudding, and I can't let this guy leave without trying it. So
That was our 10 out of 10 dessert.
yeah,
Yeah.
so we will see you over there. Bye. All right, it was way too loud and way too crowded in that restaurant to actually review those. But if you see through the B-roll here, we got the Royal Reserve, which is made with Silveray rum instead of vodka, and it gives it a nice chocolatey flavor.
There's a background.
So I would say the foaminess was great. I'd say foaminess had a 5. The taste for me is a 4, and the presentation was a 4. It's pretty standard glass. What happened if you pair it with the desserts we got the banana bread pudding, then it's 5s across the board. But this isn't an espresso more tournament / banana bread pudding tournament. They have to stand on their own. So I think it gets 4s across the board for me.
I thought you were saying it was a 5.
5 for creaminess. 5, 4, 4.
Okay. 5, 4, 4.
So I have some thoughts.
I think the presentation was fine. It was a 4. I agree with Scott there. Creaminess, I would give a 4. Taste, initially, I thought it was a 4. As I got deeper into the martini, I don't know, maybe they didn't like mix it well. It just tasted a lot like very alcohol heavy towards the bottom. It almost tasted like I was drinking rubbing alcohol. So I would say like, you know, initial 4, but towards the end, if I can give half scores, I would do 3.5. And I mean, after we did the ones at Hard Rock Cafe, after those espresso martinis, I don't want to be biased, but I think those are probably going to be the winner of all of them. But yeah, so I mean, nothing against these. Had I tried these first, maybe I wouldn't have been biased. But take it away, Katie.
I agree with starting. When we started strong, we started with I started with the Hard Rock because I came straight from work. So going from Hard Rock to here, I'll just give it 4s across the board. So it's 4 for presentation because it was a martini glass, not like an espresso martini glass. For me, it's straight 4s.
I want to go back and get another one of those Hard Rock, but I'll never be able to sleep tonight. But you should see us at some point in the next day or two, and we're rounding off. I think we already did 5 for Universal, and we did 3 for Disney at this moment in time. I don't know how I'm going to edit this together, but a little peek behind the curtain. So we got 2 more at Disney. I know I want to try the one at Narcoossee's at some point.
Yeah.
So we're going to get there.
We just got to get over there, and you have to
gotta
like
get
drive
over there.
and park there and valet and.
No, we can monorail.
Oh, you can do that, yeah. That's
Or
true.
bus.
Oh, that's such a pain.
Take a bus. From Springs, you can take a bus.
Yeah, you can take a Springs bus.
And we're going to find another one to do. I don't know which one I want to do yet, but we will find one. And then we will go 5v5, and we will discuss who has the best espresso martini. Stick around. We're almost done. Hang with us. All right. Sorry for the abrupt switch to the apartment. We had the idea to get 2 more espresso teenies at Disney, but it was crowded. And there was a line for literally everything. But we figured, hey, that's the Disney experience. You have your mind set to something, and there's a long line. You don't get to do it. So it's very Disney of this segment of the video. But I know we rated things, different ratings. I don't remember. But I do know that there is 2 consensus winners on either side of Disney and Universal. And I don't want to speak for everybody, but I say best Disney one is Boathouse. And best Universal Espresso Teeny is Velvet Bar at Hard Rock. So, out of the 2, unless you guys have different ones, I feel like that's the consensus, right?
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Eric?
Yeah.
Okay. So, out of the 2,
Velvet Bar.
Oh.
Oh wait, was I not supposed to talk yet?
No, I mean, you could.
Yeah, Velvet Bar. We actually went back and got a second one.
We did.
So that should tell you all you need to know.
There are ones that I really do want to try, but you got to factor that into your Disney experience that you may not be able to get into these places. We wanted to go to Narcoossee's, but I don't have nice enough clothes to get in.
Yes, you do.
Well, I wasn't wearing nice enough clothes to get in there. And we were going to stick around Epcot to go to Boardwalk. There's a place, there's a lounge in the Boardwalk. Not Abracadabra. Bellevue. That supposedly has a good one. But alas, we didn't get to try it. We did try Abracadabra off camera, and it tasted a bit like chocolate water.
It was tiramisu flavored,
Yeah.
and it wasn't given, as the kids say.
However, I have been to Abracadabra
In our last video, actually.
in our last
That's
video, and we got a different espresso martini, and that was fabulous.
No, it was
that
the same one. They just didn't have a name for it.
Wait,
named
it was
it.
so good though.
I know. It's all dependent on who makes it.
Oh, see, this is hard to
Like-
determine because it's like, oh, you might get a good bartender.
Like the
We
lady-
had it last time, and I thought it was so good.
Sandra at Velvet Bar made a really good one. But then the guy, the next day,
I missed
I
that.
didn't catch his name. Yeah.
I had to go to work.
let's call him Fred.
Yeah.
Fred made a phenomenal espresso teeny too. Again, the beans were sitting pretty on top of the foam.
Fred killed it. But
I'm
we
dreaming of those. Dreaming of them.
we had our escape room espresso martini was great when we first had it, and then we had a lackluster bartender make it not great. So
This is hard to determine.
Your
It kind of
mileage
comes down to your bartender.
may vary, but we've had the science is there for Velvet Bar. We had 2 separate bartenders, and they were both excellent.
And do yourself a favor, just and I'm not being paid by Big Hard Rock.
Don't
for
look at
this
the back
one.
of his shirt. He's wearing a Hard Rock Orlando.
Big hard rock.
That sounds dirty.
That's Dwayne Johnson.
And again, not getting paid by Hard Rock Hotel, although I am open to a sponsorship. Anywho, the vibe.
How many TikTok followers?
Oh, I've over 600,000.
Dwayne.
But who's counting?
Dwayne.
Anywho, the vibes there were immaculate. The lounge itself was really nice. The outside was really nice. You overlooked the pool. It was a nice, cool day right before we went to Hard Nights. Again, the vibe was really good. I think that also fed into it. The martinis by themselves were phenomenal. But yeah, the vibe, the ambiance,
The company.
just takes it to another level. And the Boathouse espresso martinis, the vibe was also great. You're outside, you're on the water, you hear the lapping of the water against the shore, you hear the waterfowl making all their sounds, and you see the people in their little car boats going by.
Amphicars. Sponsored by them too.
TM. So, but overall, Velvet Bar has my vote.
Yeah, if you have one go-to on your vacation, you're here mere hours in Orlando, and you're like, I need a teeny, go to Velvet Bar. But if you
It
have
might be the best.
if you have a few days and you want to try the best of the best, Boathouse for Disney, Velvet Bar for Universal. But our first Universal versus Disney video comes to an end, and Universal wins on the day they announced Epic Universe as well.
Did you also see their post about the car
About the
wrap?
bus?
The bus.
The bus wrap, yeah, I'll put it here. Roasted. But if you like this, and if you like this format's really new and rough, and I don't know how I'm gonna edit this, but if you wound up liking whatever I figured out how to do, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. Let me know if there's any other types of drinks or food you want to see Universal Disney, like pizza, for example. Universal Pizza versus Disney Pizza, margaritas. Universal, please pick margaritas in the comments. I'm just gonna make a burner account and suggest margaritas, or anything else. Rides, maybe different kind of roller coasters. We are open to suggestions. I'm not making you guys make our content, but you know there'll probably be more of these videos
Sorry,
out,
I was yelling.
regardless of the topic. But we appreciate all the likes and support you guys are giving us. It helps the channel grow. It helps us make more content for you guys because we loved doing this. Because we love espresso teenies.
Saying hi.
We love theme parks. And most importantly, we love you. Thank you for watching. But until then, see you in the next one. Bye. Oh.